Reverend Horace Sheffield, and I am a preacher, versatile genius, spiritual leader with a social mandate. This is the first inaugural show of No Fluff and No Stuff. Show enough, no fluff, no stuff. Andre, kicking to you, what are we all about?
We are about today, on today's show, we are joined here by our lovely crew because we're about to dive into some relationship topics one-on-one. So apparently there's this thing with tattoos, people getting tattoos on their faces. What is up with that? Because I think that is all right toxic. I don't care who you are. We can have the best relationship and be in love all we want to, but I'm not tattooing your name on my face.
Well, that's a new one because, believe it or not, about 25 years ago, I knew men that were having women's names tattooed on their penis.
Well,
yeah, and you couldn't tell the real name until it
I was about to say.
I mean, you couldn't tell what the name was until it was full size.
Wow.
Well, I'm sure they had to get it
That's
close.
absolutely crazy.
I'm just saying, to me.
That was a trend. So that was a trend.
just
back
come
then?
on out.
Yeah, I know several people did it, right? And
wow.
I said, well, that seems a little bizarre because what do you do if you're not with her no more? Now, when you with another woman, she's getting her.
In the dark.
Well, yeah, in the dark doesn't matter. We're good because I guess you had to tell her to close your eyes and don't look at it.
Oh my goodness, you never cease to amaze me with these
stories.
stories.
It's all about basically people tagging you. It's almost like to me a form of ownership.
Yeah, but I mean the whole picture of your face on my face is
Thanks for bringing it back up to face.
absolutely crazy. It's not the name.
Well, that was face too. It was in the face, not on the face.
At one time, people were just doing their name on their face, but now they're actually doing the whole photo right there. And I don't know if what is that? That's like just approving their love. Like the weirdest part about the trend is they're not even married. So I don't even have a marriage covenant with you. I'm just dating.
Does that really matter?
It should.
I mean, so you're saying it's all right if the person is married to put them on your face?
Now, I didn't say it's all right.
Did you see?
But I am
the
saying,
divorce rate? I mean, I don't care if you're married
it's
or not.
another form of branding, if you ask me.
Well, you know what? Do you guys know Krishan Rock? She is, with Blueface, and she has like 7 or 8 tattoos of him all over her body, and her most recent one is a face tattoo of this man, and she does have a child with him, but they're not even together.
No, and it's open.
Again,
It's public
crazy.
knowledge that he has another girlfriend
and fiance. As far as I know,
this is
I can see how
crazy.
that could be problematic. Say he commits a crime and she's there, and they say, well, she had blue face on,
You become very identifiable for sure.
No question.
Like,
the other advantage is if somebody killed you, well, and the problem identifying you in the morgue either.
And I think the thing about putting a face, like someone's face on your cheek, is that if you want it off, you can't get it covered and going
Well,
through
you can
the
get
removal
tattoos
process.
removed, but
can
not
get
totally
some-
removed.
Right.
Yeah, but they talk about, if you get somebody's name, you can get it covered. But somebody's face, like
Yeah.
certain tattoos, you can't cover. You have to go get removed. So my thing is like, what if you don't love this person anymore?
That's right.
Then what?
I think that the bigger issue is that some people are making these temporary decisions and they are permanent. They're going to affect them for the rest of their life. Like, we're not thinking through some of these decisions. Yeah. And that's concerning to me, especially when you talk about love and just this erratic love.
I think that it's an artificial way to convince someone of how important they are. And you can, it can be written all over your face, but never touch your heart.
Good.
And so if you really want to give someone something that proves that, they're yours, you give them your heart. You can people, think about artificial brands or artificial labels. You go to New York, you can find all kind of knockoffs.
Right.
And so that doesn't mean anything. I mean, simply because I have you all over me, written all over me, doesn't mean that you're even in me.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well, I'm just not looking for a tattoo on your face. That's a turnoff for me. But brings me up to the next question of what should guys, women look for in their partner, in their mate, or in the person that they're dating?
What kind of woman? You said a God woman?
What should a guy or woman
Oh,
look
I thought
for?
you said a God woman.
No, Rev.
There you go.
Yeah,
But what should you be
that's
looking
the
for?
thing. Yeah, what are they looking for? Are they looking for that kind of loyalty? Are you all? Let's ask the question to
Okay.
you.
What should
Are
you
you all
expect?
looking for that type of loyalty? That type of woman that's gonna say, you know what, I love you so much that I'm gonna tattoo your face on my face.
Nah, I'm not looking for that.
Is that a prerequisite for you guys?
No, but let me just say, I'm looking for quite a few things,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm definitely not looking to settle and be in a relationship really anytime too soon. I'll just say that. I have this ongoing
So
running
are you
thing.
in a relationship now?
I'm not. I am
Okay.
with myself.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
But I say this. I'm probably not going to get into a serious relationship until I'm probably about 40.
Why?
40.
Why?
Because I have a life to live and I have options I want to explore.
Well, here's the thing. The problem with that is,
And I think single women should appreciate that because I don't
but
want to cheat.
I think if it's the
I don't
right,
wanna cheat.
I think if it's the right person, this is quintessential for me, right? I think if it's the right person and they understand that you've been called to do things, not just preaching. People are called to radio and TV, called to journalism. That a person has to understand that that's who you are, and if you have to sacrifice or compromise your essence to have intimacy and closeness, then something's wrong.
So who's gonna answer the question? What are men looking for in a woman?
Well, men are very visual. Let's be honest. I mean,
Yes.
men are very visual. Men will be attracted to women that look like a queen, but act like a slut.
Wow.
I mean,
Because,
they just that's what, and
number
they
one is
don't know
visual.
anything about the woman. She can be a liar. She can be a hoe. She can be whatever, but she look good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I'll also say if you
Of course, you can't comment because you ain't looking for nothing.
Well, look,
So when you get back in the game,
But
you
wait,
gotta
you
go.
Come back at 40.
wait,
Come
wait.
back at 40 and tell us what you're looking for.
but wait a minute. But here's the other thing, though. Standards are not what they used to be because when your body is so easily accessible from what you show on social media to what you're willing to do and won't do on
Okay,
the first
well,
date, and when you have music that infiltrates the minds of men and women.
I would tell you this, top of my list. I don't want to be with a woman that everybody else can see everything.
Me either.
Right.
So it matters what she posts.
No, I'm not talking. I'm just talking about I don't want to be with a woman that dressed like a hoe. I mean, I don't.
So you don't want sexy red?
I do not. I don't know. I don't want a. I don't want a woman
No.
that advertises everything she has.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. So let's say you're at the beach, or you take her to Jamaica, or she's in Jamaica. On
I
a
mean,
girls'
that's
trip.
different. She has on a bikini, whatever. I'm talking about women who dress all the time, like if they grab
Sexy
the
red.
ankles, you can spread a tablecloth over the butt and eat.
Wow. That's descriptive.
That was very. I was just
Or you dress
imagery.
and do music like Sexy Red. Like
yeah.
Is
music.
she the one that just had the baby?
She one had the baby.
And on Instagram
Yes,
talking about she
yes,
getting
that
ready.
was her.
She getting ready to pack him in again.
What she say? Ski. Is that that's
Yes,
part of
that's
her?
her.
That's yeah.
That's her.
That's
Okay,
who we
so
talking
you're looking
about.
for looks. So I think for
I didn't
me,
say I'm looking for looks.
Well,
I'm saying
we
that's
know
what
you're not
men,
looking
men
for
are
nothing.
attracted to the aesthetic and the visual.
Okay.
They really
so
are.
men
High-
are men
I'm
are
sorry,
looking
go
for
ahead,
looks.
sis.
Yeah. So
I was
men
gonna say,
are
how
looking
high of importance is that to a man?
Well, it depends on how old you are. I think the older you get, you're looking for someone that you can, share a whole lot of things with. I mean, you don't want anyone that people have to wonder, what do you see in her? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want anybody to go cause my eyes to stray.
You know what? I feel like I don't know if I necessarily agree, and this is why. Because I feel like in my experience, I feel like older men, they're the ones that care the most about aesthetic. Like you see older men in their 50s, 60s looking for women in their 20s. And I think that's a big part of that. Is
And you know
because of
why?
their appearance.
Yeah, I think it's because they say that it's okay for her to look beautiful because I got everything else. I got the money. I'm gonna make sure that you're good. If you look beautiful and you can take care of me, like his standards and what he's looking for, these new guys, they like, no, she got to be able to work.
So then, but then
Well,
it's
but
transactional.
y'all
Is
have
it- I'm
these
sorry,
high
Andre,
standards
wait.
too.
So is it transactional at that point? So if you're with an older
I
man,
think unfortunately, and we've had another show I was on with her, this conversation. I think it all has boiled down to a transaction, not just for men, but for women.
Yeah.
You know, when I was single and, out here, I'd meet women and, you got to buy me a Gucci purse. You got to buy me this. So they come over, I'll pull out $400 or $500. She said, what is this? I said, well, you told me I got to pay for it. Let me decide what it's worth. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I mean, women.
And you gave her $400.
I'm just saying, but it was just symbolic.
He said, let me decide what it's worth.
It was symbolic. It was symbolic of me saying, you basically tell me I got to pay for it. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And I'm saying, so you asked me, is it transactional? And I'm saying it's been reduced to a transaction.
But you don't think it comes comes at a cost anyway?
A woman's love may be cheap, but it's never free.
We're not talking about love.
Well, we talking about sex. I'm just simply saying though, I ain't paying for sex.
All men.
That's what I just said. You just got to.
Here's the thing.
I'm saying we all pay for it.
You're not
but
paying
I'm not
for
going
it.
to put no money on the table and say
right then and there.
It's how
maybe
you
2 days
for it.
later.
$400 heads up.
You're saying financially. You're not going to pay financially.
I'm saying I'm not going to make it a financial transaction to have a sexual encounter.
Right. You're not paying in the moment after the business has been taken care of, but maybe 2 days later when she asks for it, her hair needs to be done or whatever.
Well, Mike does a great piece on that, by the way. He says, the young girls be like, you got to do it. He said, old ladies take care of you, feed you, I said, baby, you don't mind helping me with my nails, do you?
But you know what? I feel like with younger men, they want to be.
What you know about younger men?
Well, this men of our generation, like in their 20s.
Millennials.
Like,
okay.
Millennials. That's
right.
Millennials.
What do they want?
In my experience, I feel like they want gentle women. They want women that'll open the door for them.
Oh no. I'm not a part of that. I'm not a part of that.
But let's
they
get
want
into
you
it.
to
Is
chase
that
them.
not true?
They
But
want
is
you
that
to
not
chase
true?
them.
A lot of men are like, it's 2024.
Well,
you come
that
around
must
and
be the
open my
younger
door.
demographic of millennials and Gen Xers. That ain't me. That ain't me. No, that ain't me.
I saw a post that said, "It's Valentine's Day. I want to be asked to be your Valentine."
Those are the
What are
same
you
type
getting
of
me for Valentine's
those are
Day?
the same type of men who wants for you to propose to them too.
Yes.
And I ain't with that.
So
There's some traditions.
here's why we are where we are, ladies, because when I came up, I had to meet a young lady's parents. I mean, I was taught to be a gentleman. I just think that it's so much easier to get that minuscule part of a woman that most men base their relationships on how good sex is, how easy it is to get, as opposed to you all making them have to work for something.
Well,
You know what I mean? I mean, it really is. I mean,
so that brings us to the next
What does it bring it to?
part of the discussion.
Right.
Because I guess how we first start off meeting each other and dating, are we starting to lose that family structure? Because
I mean, all the demographic data suggests, that people are not getting married. I have children.
Why should you?
I have children in their 30s. It doesn't cross their minds. And
if you can get everything you want without marriage, then why should you? And
Well, some people still value marriage. I do think that now with young people that they don't really care as much about getting married, and it's losing its value because you see a lot more people getting divorced. But I feel like marriage still holds a lot of value and it still matters. And some people still want to
It's
be
a cultural
married.
thing. By the way, if you're born in certain parts of the world, you'd be married many times. You have 7, 8 wives.
That's true too.
That's
true too.
Society is structured marriage for a variety of capacities.
like
now.
financially.
Yeah.
And that's what I've come
and
to
by the way,
learn.
I know some people who've been together forever and never been married.
Right.
And I know some people who been together forever, got married, and then weren't together no more.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
for me, I think as I've gotten older, I've come to learn that marriage is oftentimes, for some relationships, a financial transaction, because when you partner, you gain certain financial assets and benefits for one
Absolutely.
another. And so there's the financial part of it. The love part, I don't know how I feel about love in marriage at this point, because you see so many people getting divorced from celebrities and people on social media. When everything is so transactional and so accessible, you almost kind of fall out of love with that person.
Are we really meant to be monogamous?
That's a real question.
Because
too.
I think if you go back in history, I think that even marriages that last 60, 70 years, women tolerated things that were different. And men, if they had a side piece, it never entered the house. It never affected, what they did with their wives and their children. I mean, now, you get some head and you lose your head.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely think that that we have lost the fabrics of the family.
I shouldn't have said that.
Hey,
No fluff, no stuff.
Right.
See, that's why it's gotta be head with heart.
It's gotta be head with heart.
Gotta be head with heart. I mean, you can have purely sexual joy. It had nothing to do. I don't know if I should mention that. Let me tell you something.
This is why we have
I met a young lady
institutional knowledge.
when I was 19 years old. Her name was Peggy Fournay. She worked for an airlines, and she would come through Detroit, and I met her. And for 6 months, we dated, and we spend the weekends together. I get a hotel room, I take her to dinner, and I fell in love with this woman. And in the 6th month, I said, "Hey, you know what? I'm interested in having a relationship with you. I mean, I love you. I mean, she was a fine woman." She said, "Wait a minute, what are you talking about? I'm not interested in no relationship. I do this in every city
Wow.
I go to."
She was a flight attendant?
Yeah, you're not the only one.
At least she was honest.
And so I learned 2 things out of that. I learned that 2 people can be in the same space but have different experiences.
Absolutely.
That you could be actually, loving this person and enjoying this person and for all that they are. Mm-hmm. And another person is only getting what they came for, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well,
I mean, that's.
But I think that that's the beauty of marriage done the right way. Well, and I think that that's going to be your definition of that with your partner, because marriage looks different to everybody, right? Like to your point, Andre, some of it is strictly transactional. That's why we do see a lot of successful arranged marriages that work. Right. Mm-hmm. And then you have some who traditionally say, hey, well, this is a partnership. I want to have kids. I want to set up generational wealth. I want to leverage, what I leave as legacy. And then you have people that say they married just for love. I'm in love with you, and then I fell out of love with you.
And there's some who
married
marry just for sex.
But here's the thing. I want to marry for love, and I want to marry for a long-term relationship.
You don't know what you want to get married for until you're 40.
Exactly.
When you're 40, then you'll be able to tell us what you want to get married for. This is how
I'm going to back that up at 40, because I want to marry for a real relationship.
Wait, I don't think that's the right term to say how you going to back it up.
Oh my gosh.
Not in the current context.
Oh my gosh. This is my thing. What I want to know is,
here's how I'm going to defend it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me like 20 seconds to defend it, because when I'm 40, I want real love. I want real relationship. I want someone I can marry and be with long. When I'm old, at the end and lonely. Like I don't want to be
when
lonely.
You're long, you old. Come on, you.
So because look, I need to get all the games out of my system now, because I want to be truly devoted to that person.
I don't know
once
about
I'm 40
that.
and up.
I don't know about that.
When I'm 40 and up.
Let me tell you something.
You gotta get out your system.
Old habits die hard. And if you got a lot of game in you now, you better be trying to
because
beat
look,
that game down before you get
if you look at the divorce rate now, people have been with each other as high school sweethearts and so on for all these many years, and they grow out of love with each other.
Right.
And I want to get my hit it and quit it dating relationships out the way now, because when I really settle on the person that I want to truly be with for a long term, 40 and up, second half phase of my life. There we go.
Yeah, what you're talking about is a mindset, right? Because right now your mindset is, hey, I'm just having fun. But when you move into a space in your life where you say, hey, I want commitment and I'm willing to give this commitment to this other individual, it's a mind shift change.
Yeah, but let me tell you what I found. And I'm not the genius on any of this, but I think what makes for the best relationships is common values.
Yeah.
If a person has never been in an environment where they valued family, the consistency of having loved ones in their life, right? They don't appreciate that. I mean, I'm a pastor and I've counseled couples who've broken up because the husband doesn't understand why the wife has to spend time with her mother and father, or the siblings are as close. You come from that kind of environment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of folks that just can't understand that whatsoever. So if you've been in the North Pole, you're not going to appreciate South Polism.
Right.
Right? And no matter how intense the attraction is, how amorphous the affection is, when you get back to who you basically are, it just doesn't mix.
How can two walk together unless they agree?
I think, but that stems from doing the work before you get married.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people, they want to jump into marriage because the wedding is beautiful and you get this moment.
That's
you get this, but you have to do the work before you get married, and you have to. Your marriage has to stand on something. So when we talk about if a relationship is transactional, I believe that all relationships are transactional. Friendships are transactional. Professional relationships are transactional. I think all of those relationships are transactional because you're giving, but you're also receiving. It's about the relationship not being a one-way transaction. It's about making sure that it's a balance, and you're balancing someone out. And I think we have, but this is the thing. I think there's a difference between equality, because we talk about equality a lot in relationships and in the workplace and things like that. But my thing is, when it comes to my personal relationship with my guy, it's about balance. It doesn't always have to be equal. It just has to balance.
Now let me just no fluff, no stuff. Do you have a boyfriend?
I do.
Okay.
Don't get out my business.
No, I'm just asking. You have a boyfriend?
No fluff, no stuff.
No fluff, no stuff. Get out my business.
But all that sounds nice, but to me, when it comes to whether it's relationship or marriage, I love what you said about balance. But when you are in that marriage, I'm just gonna say it. People cheat, okay? Is there a level of awareness or comfort where you say, you know what? You open up your heart for that being a possibility.
This is love. Go ahead, Steph.
I was about to say, yes, when you say that I love that person, the definition of love covers. Love bears all things, right? When you get into that kind of love, then yes, you open yourself. Love has a vulnerability that goes with it. And I believe that's another reason why so many people are in fear of actually loving the right way. Because
the question
the question is,
if you love him that much,
if you love him,
my
thing is,
she said love covers.
It covers, yes, because here's the thing. When I'm in life with you, there are times where you may go astray. But if I love you enough and you're committed to me enough to say, you know what, I was wrong, I was foul.
So here's the question.
You gotta be willing to love them through that.
Is it possible for the person you be in love with, be with another person, not love them but love you, and only give them a portion of themselves when you get it all?
And then I'm gonna tell you,
you'll be okay with that.
No, I wouldn't be okay with that. But that is absolutely true.
Would you leave them
for that?
I
would not
you would
leave
them if they slept with somebody else?
No, I would not leave.
Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that having an extramarital affair is enough for me to leave my marriage.
Oh no, I disagree.
Because I have a definition.
Just swing? Why don't we just swing?
No, but I don't believe in that.
So you don't believe in open relationship either?
I don't believe in because I believe that things happen.
Let me hear what you don't believe in. What do you believe? Let's hear from the cowgirl.
Listen, you know what? Leave me alone, Red.
She said she disagree about this.
I do disagree, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I am a believer, and I'm very.
You're a believer what? In Jesus?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
I'm a woman of faith, and this is my thing. I think it comes down to the fruits of the spirit when it comes to cheating, and you have to have some type of self-control. I think it's
But is it cheatable? Is it cheating when it's allowable?
Is it cheatable?
Because there are women who accommodate their husbands and know they're doing something else.
In no way in the world am I saying that's okay. What I am saying is that I'm marrying a human being. He's marrying a human being, and that when you go through life with someone, you never know what little things are going to come up along the way. So it's not, Andre, I'm going to give you permission to go out one night. If you have that discretion and something happened, then I'm saying I have enough capacity. Now, I had to mature to this point, but I have enough capacity.
Do you expect them to be truthful? Because I think one of the most interesting things that men aren't truthful. You know, I have a little joke I tell, that the wife comes into the hotel room and finds the husband in the bed with another woman. And she says, "You sleeping with one?" He says, "No, this is the maid trying to help me find the room key."
Oh,
my
no.
God.
Now, see, that's amazing.
I'm just saying that be for real.
It's
What
the difference
man, what
between
man
a
do you
man-
know would say yes?
It's a difference between a man who has no integrity. It's a difference between a man who doesn't have
I
discipline.
know men that have integrity ain't gonna tell the truth.
So,
But he
so
has
that means he doesn't
integrity.
have
And
integrity.
why do you women have to know?
That means he doesn't have integrity.
So he doesn't have integrity if he cheated in the first place.
Well, here's
People
the
make
thing.
mistakes.
People
If
make
you're
mistakes.
married to someone,
And that's not just the man.
What about the Bible? There's some people believe it's in our genes.
No, this is where I get upset because I feel like when you marry,
Upset?
yes, because when you get married to someone and you make vows, and we make this vow, and God is supposed to be in our covenant.
It's our covenant.
This is.
I
These are not
don't
just
disagree.
words.
I
don't
So
disagree.
yes, it's not. It's not. You
I
don't have
don't
integrity.
disagree with
you.
If you break our vows.
Here's the difference I see. So if your man cheats in your marriage, because of the love that you have for him, that he's a human being, it's not a breakupable offense for you. Rather, for you, it is.
Absolutely, because
Does the Bible say something about divorce?
give me.
Yes, that is biblical grounds for divorce.
But
Yes.
here's one thing.
Adultery.
But that's
Here's
according
one
to
thing that I
Moses,
do
not-
know. Here's what I do know.
Thou shalt
'Cause
not commit
I
adultery.
passed and I've counted.
Yes.
I do know that men who I've seen who've been serial cheaters cannot stand the thought that their wife cheat.
That was gonna be my question. Let's flip it.
You know what I'm saying?
When do you hear that a wife cheats on her husband and he stays? When do you hear
Well,
that?
I know men that have done it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
know
goes
men
both
that does.
ways. It goes both ways.
You know, men, so a woman cheats on you, you staying?
Depends
Probably
on
not.
depend-
And that's what most men
Most
don't.
men can't
More
handle
than
it.
likely,
my-
more than
but
most
likely,
men
I won't.
can't
Listen,
handle
let
all
me
the
tell you
time.
It'll be in the
something.
back of my mind.
Men can't take half of what they
my
No,
do.
100%.
my-
Lacey.
Men can't take
100%.
And Stephanie's my first love, who salvaged me from the doldrums of depression after my mother died. Quit school. I'm on Burger King over in Gratiot and St. Alban, and just snapped me out of it. Beautiful woman, went to college with her. She wound up sleeping with the guy who was the guard on the basketball team. I'm in the locker room, and he's making jokes about how he's screwing my woman, and I mean all of that. And I had women at my college who wanted to sleep with me and tell me she's sleeping with so-and-so. I love that woman for a variety of reasons. One is I really believe she saved my life. I was on my way just totally down, depressed and despair, doing nothing with my life, dropped out of college. And so I was able to still love her. I mean, I loved her, and I knew she was cheating, but I got to the point where I realized that my love was not enough to keep her from
That's
her
right.
pathology.
Absolutely.
Love is
When
not
I
enough.
got to
I
the point
believe
where
in
I
that.
realized that she really had almost no control over what she was doing, I didn't continue to attach myself so that I would be in that same situation.
So what I would say, Lacey, is what does God give us all?
Is
Grace.
her boyfriend
He gives
cheating?
us grace.
Did your-
But
you-
here's the thing,
Aren't
though.
we all
hold on,
human
wait.
beings?
You say that to say what?
Aren't we all human beings who sometimes we fall short?
But
What does
here's
that have to do with what we talking about?
Because you won't want to give your man a second chance.
Okay. That
Don't-
doesn't
don't
mean
we
he
all
doesn't.
fall
Do you
short?
but
Wait,
do
hold
you
on.
do you
Just
believe that
because-
your man is faithful to you now?
Of course I do.
Do you?
Yes,
He probably
I do.
And
He
is
is.
hold on. Is it because of the content of the cookie, or is it because
Content
of his character?
it's
This is a good question, and I'm gonna say, and it's truly because of his character. One thing I tell him all the time is that the reason why I love you, it's emotions there, but the reason why I could see myself marrying you, having a future with you, is because he's a man that honors his commitments. He's a man of his word. So when he tells me he's going to do something, he does it, even when he's tired, when he's sleepy, when he's hungry, when he doesn't feel like it. So I say that to say that you get you somebody that honors
That's
their
right.
I got you, but
commitments,
listen
not
to
just
this.
that
But
loves
listen to
you.
this. Listen to this.
'Cause love
Even
fades.
Jesus had a moment where he didn't want to do the Father's will, right?
Absolutely.
And he said, nevertheless. So the question is, which is what we really get into, is the term indulgences. To what degree do you grant indulgence to someone you say has the kind of character that compels you to love him? What if he slips? Are you saying that you completely
You
threw
throw him
him
away.
because he made one mistake?
But here's the thing, not
no,
just with
answer
a,
that
but not
question.
The severity of the mistake, though, when you sleep with somebody else, let's really get into it. It's not just a
Maybe
physical,
the woman made him do
it. No. It's about because my thing. You open a woman up to diseases. You open up to changing our life dynamic what if you get this woman pregnant? Because that's the whole point of having sex is to procreate.
Now, that may be a breakup.
So,
breakup
no,
offense.
yeah,
Well, there are people
but
in
it's no
long-term
less of a
relationships
mistake,
who
though.
still force
But
people
it's
to wear
no less
condoms,
of a
you know.
mistake.
But
though.
I
So my thing-
think it's
you have
unfair to
care about
generalize
me,
it, though. I think
my
it's
health,
unfair to
our
generalize it
life.
because I think that some of these situations are very much isolated. So I think it's unfair.
So all you
to
men who are
generalize
out there, here we got. We got two choices from you. We got a woman on the end that says she love you. Go get it. Come back. She's
I
still
did
gonna
not
be
give
with you.
him that description.
We got another say, when you go get it, keep going.
Yes.
Keep going.
And
But
all I'm gonna say is we all are not perfect.
But here's the thing, Andre. In both instances, they say you can have it,
Right.
but you may not get it later. You know, whatever.
Y'all ain't right.
But
Y'all
we'll
ain't
be
right.
we'll be back later. Thanks for watching this edition of No Fluff, No Stuff.